Gender is not a perversion, a kink, or something that should be left at home. This is one of the many microaggressions that are forced upon transgender and genderqueer individuals each day. The assumption that transgender people are all perverse, as Nadal states in That's So Gay, or sexually promiscuous, and that gender expression has anything to do with sexuality is a misconception. Each day, transgender and genderqueer people are treated as perverse, fetishized, and not fit for children consumption due to gender not matching their sex. As the people of our world grow brave enough to share their truths with us, we must educate ourselves. We can start with understanding gender identities and expression. In order to better understand gender, we will first look at the difference between biological sex and gender, the harmful reality of relating gender to perversion not fit for children, and finally, gender dysphoria, so that we can better understand our transgender and genderqueer family. Biological sex is what is assigned to us at birth. In his book, Transgender Children and Youth, Neely describes sex as a decision the delivery doctor makes, but based on the appearance of your genitalia. Gender identity reflects what gender or lack thereof we feel we are on the inside, and gender expression is how we show that. A lack of knowledge and understanding of gender can often be the reason behind microaggressions, as well as prejudice in general. Cisgender is when your sex matches your gender and is considered the norm in our society. Transgender or genderqueer people are seen as exotic or sexual prizes because their gender does not match their sex. In his book, That's So Gay, Nadal quotes a Latina woman saying, "Men often tell me, you're not girlfriend material. All I want from you is sexual asset, the thrill of being with a transsexual, and go on with my life and act like you never exist." Cis women are sexualized, but transgender women are sexualized even more as they are seen as an abnormality. One of my friends recently came out to his boss as being transgender, and he was asked into her office to talk about it, and she replied with, "You should leave that at home because it's unfit for children." It is situations like this that can facilitate gender dysphoria. Gender dysphoria is explained as a diagnostic term to support feelings of distress around one's gender or stress around the way gender is perceived in Hill's book, Hill and May's The Gender Book. Gender dysphoria is seen in both cis and transgender people. It is simply the feeling of not belonging in one's skin, or the fear of not fitting into society's standard two genders. Gender assumptions are made based on society's view of sex and gender. The same thing, that sex and gender are the same thing, and that there are only two genders. Males are to be strong, handsome, brave leaders and athletic, while females are to be gentle, graceful, subservient, and passionate. Because of this, we have these harmful assumptions that can often be the source of dysphoria as well as larger problems such as suicide. Now that we better understand gender, we can see that gender should not be related to a fetish and that it is harmful and can cause dysphoria. It is so very important to educate ourselves on gender and sex so that we do not subconsciously sexualize and make assumptions of people. Humans should be allowed to express themselves without judgment or judgment from strangers. Ginger should not be considered a perversion, kink, or something that should be left at home. It is an expression of oneself and should be celebrated.